Ok, questo come si dice book? Libro. Libro e book. Come si dice books? Libri, va bene. How often do you see S's at the end of words?
Never.
Just basically never, except foreign words, pretty much foreign words. Allora, libro, libri, un libro, due libri. Come si dice dog? Cane? Come si dice dogs? Cani. Come si dice shoe? Shoes. Scarpe. Va bene. E poi come si dice girl? Ragazza. Ragazza. Come si dice girls? Ragazza. Ragazze. Sì. Una ragazza, due ragazze. Come si dice boy? Ragazzo. Come si dice boys? Ragazzi. Sì. Ragazzo, ragazzi. Sì. Ragazza, ragazze. Ok. Come si dice class? Classe. Classes. No S is up there. Va bene. Okay, questo è... Okay, this is just something you gotta keep in mind. So it's O, I, I, A, I. Just keep that in mind. Make red's horrible. No. Okay. Okay. Now we're talking the does. Here is issue number 1. This is a thing you just have to kind of keep in mind all the time. Okay, issue number 1. The does. The does. How many ways to say the are there in English? One. You don't have to say like, it's always the. But if you're speaking Spanish or French or German or Latin or Italian, any language that I've ever had any contact with, there's like a bunch of different ways of saying the. How many does can you think of off the top of your head? D.
Like in another language?
No, in inglese. Oh, yeah, maybe. No, in italiano, Il. Yeah, il, La, il, la. Le, brava. Oh. Il, don't look over there. Don't look over there. Use your brain. Il, la, le. Gli. You definitely looked. Gli. There's 7 of them. Come in? No. The. We're talking thes. We'll get there. I. Sì. I. Lo. O. Okay. Okay, so this is how you go. So 7 of them. Excessive, I agree. Allora, so this is how it goes. You got your, just like this, a lot of things are kind of singular. We're just going to do singolare e plurale. Okay. E poi maschile. Ok, singolare, plurale e maschile. Ok, By the way, does anybody know, this is a trick question. Does anybody know why libro is masculine? Why would libro be masculine? It's a trick question.
Because it just chose it.
Because it just happens to be masculine. Is there something like masculine? Can only boys have books? Some countries, yeah, but not here. Lucky you, girls. So yeah, book just happens to be masculine. There's no reason why. It just is. So, come si dice the book?
Il libro.
Il libro. Mhm. Il libro. Il libro. Come si dice the books? I. You say I. Libri. You know it's libro, libri. I'm gonna... Il libro, I libri. So the first one that I put for masculine here, and the first one I put for feminine, those are like the default. So if you're not sure which the it's supposed to have, just assume that it's the first one that I'm doing for masculine and the first one I'm doing for feminine. So 100% of the time, if you are saying books and you want to say the books, you have to make both of them plural, the plural and the ending of the noun plural. It's weird. Puoi chiudere la porta? Okay. And so this is the default. And then there's just some weird exceptions. Grazie, Sophie. There's some weird exceptions. So you go studente. Studente. And because this starts with a S and then a consonant, seems like a silly rule. Because it starts with an S and then another consonant, you say lo studente. Strano. I know, it's super weird. So you say lo studente if it starts with a, because studente starts with the S and then a consonant. Also, if it starts with a Z, you do this too. Lo zaino, lo zio. Zio is uncle. Lo zio. Lo zio significa uncle. Lo zaino significa backpack. And then, so it starts with, it's lo zaino, o lo studente, e poi it's gli studenti. Capito?
How do you say the uncles?
Gli zii. You just two I's in a row. It's better than lo zo. Lo zo, the zoo. Zo, two O's. Lo zo. Gli zii, sì. E poi, okay. So that's a weird one. Come si dice friend? No, male friend. Come si dice male friend?
Amico.
Amico. Mhm. Amico. Amico. Come si dice... Come si dice friends, male friends?
Amici.
Amici. Mhm. Amici. That's masculine. That's male friends. Okay. E poi, so both of these, it's basically a lot of the grammar of languages is because the people that are speaking it get lazy and they don't like to make certain sounds with their mouth because it takes too much effort, and so they shorten it up and make it different. So lo studente, if it were il studente, you have two consonants right next to each other, like, you know, opposite of a vowel is a consonant. You have two consonants next to each other, and it's kind of hard it's too much consonant to say together. So that's why you say lo studente instead of il studente. Kind of like wants to squish together maybe a little bit. So you just randomly have a lo instead. In this case, it's lo amico, but that's also kind of annoying to say lo amico, two vowels right next to each other. So you just say l'amico. It's actually lo amico, but you shorten it up and say l'amico because it takes less effort to say it that way. E poi come si dice the friends? Gli. Gli amici. Gli amici, because it's just lo amico e gli amici, but it's lo studente. Gli studenti. Capito? 10.
Would people like, if you want to at least understand if you said lo amico?
They would just think it sounds kind of funny. Like when somebody doesn't speak good English when you're listening to them. You forgive them. But you're like, it sounds kind of silly. Ok. Molto bravi. Allora, femminile. Ok. Femminile. Allora, come si dice school? Scuola, ok? Scuola. You think it's maschile or femminile? Femminile. How can you tell? It ends in a. Okay, so if it's scuola, come si dice schools? Scuole. Where'd it go? Scuola, scuole. I'm put a space in so you can put the in. I just didn't write the yet. Scuole. Okay, so what do you think is the it's gonna come si dice the school? La scuola. La scuola. La scuola. Come si dice the schools? La scuola. Scuole. Le scuole. Le scuole. Capito? Ok. Wow. Ok, perfetto. Poi, come si dice questo? Una scarpa, due scarpe. Oh, like we did there. Okay, la scarpa, le scarpe. Come si dice the girl? La ragazza, the girls, le ragazze. 10.
It was like, for the most part, whatever the last letter and we put in front of the word in match with the last letter of the word.
Esatto. Yep. And then if you're describing something, like saying it's like blue, then it would also match. Like il libro è azzurro. Oh. Il libro è azzurro.
And then like law school, they both end with A, but what's wrong with having lo amigos?
So it'd be
How come those can't like end in but like law school end in A's?
Amico? You mean this?
Yeah, like you can't. You said it.
Oh, like this? Like lo studente e la scuola? Are you sure you know what your question is?
Not anymore.
Sometimes the question is the confusing part.
So you would
Let me
say
know though.
Il libro è azzurri.
Il libro è azzurro.
We're
Però-
not saying i libri.
I libri azzurri. Yeah. I was on an Italian website the other day, and it said like the rooms are comfortables. I'm like, Italian people, you don't do that in English. The rooms are comfortables. Okay, it's a language joke. You get it? Jada's kind of giggling very. Sorry, don't get it? Okay, never mind. Not funny. Please don't listen. Okay, allora, here's the only other issue. Come si dice female friend? Amica. Mhm. Amica. Come si dice the female friend? It's not la amica, so it's just l'amica. Because it's hard to say that. La amica. Or it's easier to say it, l'amica. The female friends? Le amiche. Le amiche. It ends with an E. Capito? Va bene? Are you glad that we don't talk about grammar very often? It's kind of boring, but then to the mathy kind of brains, you're like, I love when things fit in tidy boxes. You know what I'm saying?
I prefer grammar.
Yeah, okay.
Why is it?
It's kind of a necessary thing, but it's also, it's limited in. Okay. 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 So, you need this to understand this. Poi, here's another thing. Is, come si dice, so you get, come si dice in? Bravissimo! In. Come si dice in spagnolo? Oh, you don't have to know. I prefer if you don't know. It's N. Is that what you said? Never say that again. Never say N again. Say in. Con I. In. Okay, so in, e poi a, e poi di. Che significa a? Che significa? Like a scuola, a casa, a ciasca.
I could add some in it.
No, this is sorry. These are standalone words all by themselves right here. In, yeah, it or to. It kind of. These are what you call prepositions. These are prepositions, and prepositions are. They don't really. They're hard to they're hard to translate perfectly. So, in generally means in, but it doesn't. It's not like every time you use in English, would you use it in Italian? Sometimes you use different words instead. So prepositions just don't translate very nice and tidy. E poi che significa di? Che significa in inglese?
Of the?
Just of.
Oh,
Just of. Però, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you say in, at, to, and of. You say those all the time. And you also say the all the time. And so what happens is because you a lot of times put any one of those right in front of the, they combine because it's easier for your tongue to say, and you say them all the time. So you combine them together. Instead of saying in il libro, you'd say nel libro. And nel libro is just a combination of in next that happens to be next to il. So so you'd say, if you're trying to say in the book, you'd say not in il libro, but nel libro. It's smoother and faster to say, like that. Okay, so nel libro, e poi, che significa nei? What do you think? In and il is nel, and in and I is nei. Nei. So in I. Capito? Nei. Nei libri. Nei libri, molte parole. Ok? Come si dice in plus lo? Nello. Ok, now we're on a roll. Nello. E poi, come si dice in plus gli? Gli, like this.
Negli.
Negli. Capito? Come si dice in the where is it? School.
Ellie?
In the school. Nella. Nella scuola. Come si dice in the schools?
Ellie?
Nelle. Capito? Oh. E poi come si dice like in the oh, is it low? Too low? Am I blocking? I'll be done in a second. And then you can do nel, like, it doesn't really, in the friend, doesn't really make sense, but nel, I don't know. Okay, so in più la e in più le e in più Capito? Okay, and then you can do it to these ones too, is the point. So, come si dice to the, like a plus il. Take a wild guess, it ends with L. Al. Al. Come si dice of the? It looks exactly like this, except it starts kind of like that. Oh, never mind. I'll give you. It's del, yeah. It's del. Okay. In what's the to the for this one? I. Of the for this one?
How are you getting this?
They. I'm just gonna write them out. Oh. What do you say, Archie?
How are you getting these?
Oh, I'm just combining this with this. And then this with this. Capito? But they all rhyme, so you can kind of see how they work. Nello, allo, dello, negli, oh yeah, eventually, degli, agli, nella, alla, della, nelle, alle, like alle sette. Anna si sveglia alle sette. Remember something like that? Alle e delle. E poi nel, al e del. Capito? There's kind of a lot of pattern there. Capito? Who has no idea what just happened? Do we do this in English where we combine words like this? I mean, we don't combine these words, but we do combine other words like don't or cannot
Yeah.
or can't. D.
Quick question. So, are we combining it to like the nell, nelly, nello, negli, like the ending to that, or are we combining it to like you pointed to like the plus? So is it still like there's an in plus and then you'd say like the next word, or no?
I'm not sure what you're just saying, but I'll say some other things that maybe make sense. So al is a plus il.
Okay.
Del is d plus il. I is a plus e. Does
That makes sense.
does that
Yeah,
make
thank you.
answer you? D.
So how, since we can say like can't and like cannot in English, can you use it interchangeably having both, or do you just use it as the one?
Don't draw any parallels between those two things. The only point is that's a combined word, just like these are combined words.
So you can't say like in ill.
Yeah, no, it just sounds weird. Like
Yeah.
it sounds like you don't know what you're doing. You can still understand people, but you're like, oh, that's so cute. You sound like an idiot, but just love you. Thanks for trying. That's so adorable. That's kind of how it goes. You know, when people are speaking English poorly, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you, but you sound bad. Okay. Va bene.